Just fucking do it. Subscribe now.
Yeah, the numbers, 2019, they made 11 million revenue with EBITDA of 230K, which is a margin of 4%, which was very low. 2020, they raised to 15.4 million, 1.6 million and 12.8, which is a big rise. It comes from the SMUs. What is it called? Private labels. They changed their strategy to private labels, and that's why we have a really 3 times more EBITDA. In 2021, 19.1 million. It was the best year ever for them, with 2.1 million in EBITDA, which is 12.9% margin. And we have an estimate for 2022, 16 million, 1.4 million EBITDA and 12% margin. Their asking price is 6 times EBITDA, which is 9.6 million. And they have roughly, yeah. And they have cash in bank 270K, which is really low. Our first offer is 4 times EBITDA for 80%. And we want them to keep 20%.
Okay, but one of the guys wants out.
Yes.
Okay, so is that for both of them to stay or one? Did they own it 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe the 80% is this 30% of the second person or 100% of the second person?
So we thought about it. That was their first offer before we reviewed the case with the group.
Yeah.
And so you haven't had an answer on this yet. No. So they might say yes. Now, the broker, because it comes from a broker, he added sort of a pro forma for the next 3 years. And they're basically... In 2022, it's 1.4, 1.5 million in EBITDA, and then it goes back up to 1.9. So there is a dip from 2021 to 2022. So if they want 6 times this EBITDA, there's no way we're going to do it. So we averaged it to 1.5, 1.6 million in EBITDA. And our idea was, because with the interest rates, we tried to calculate a debt service, and it doesn't work. I mean, at least we won't be at 2 times EBITDA, whatever we do, 2 times debt covering ratio. So we thought, well, you will, with your husband, negotiate it a bit harder. So you go see them and ask questions.
You're going to nudge him.
Yeah, you're going to nudge them a little bit more and go there and say, well, with the interest rates, I mean, we could pay cash, full thing. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. But
the Moroccan name is coming out now. It doesn't matter. Say anything.
It doesn't matter. But it's not worth it for us. I mean, your business is not that great. Lots of uncertainty and shit. So you just like pull out the teeth. And then you tell them the only way it works, we asked our bank, they think your multiple is too high, especially right now. So the only price the bank would accept is between 4 and 5. So
what do the banks really, what do they really lend? How much?
3 times.
3.
We conservatively we assume 3 times. They might be able to go a bit more because it's the same business almost as yours, and then you have a track record and everything. So we assume they're not going to lend more than 3 times. So we have to figure out where we get the rest, and they don't want to use their cash. Have some, but they don't want to use it. So we nudge them a bit more. We say 4.4 to 5, depending on results of due diligence, and then you keep 40% in equity. You seller. Seller number 1, if you want to stay, you split it with your brother. We don't give a shit. You just keep that. And we have a call option on those 40% at the same multiple and the final one in 5 years. And you basically can tell them we're going to grow a lot. So you might even be able to actually sell it twice. Because if we're really going to grow, so we're going to pay you a ton of money at the end. So if they're both smart, they might actually keep some like 20 each. We want 30 months in working cap in net cash at closing.
Not 33.
3 months, sorry.
Yeah.
And just to nudge them a little bit more, closing by the end of March. Just to say we're ready to move fast.
Located?
In the middle of Germany.
Near you?
Yeah.
Well, 1996 for this kind of business is old because I mean so they've been at it a long time. So that's the good news. The one brother, obviously, the older one, wants to sell ostensibly, in theory, more than the other brother. Your plausible deniability fallback is the interest rates have doubled. I mean, the banks aren't as liberal with their lending dollars or lending euros as they were. And you want them to, you need them to stay on, right? Okay.
One of them.
One of them. So, I mean, it just, you need them to stay on. And so that allows you to structure the deal more individually. But it sounds plausible. It depends. What was the first offer you made?
4 times.
4 times,
okay.
Yeah.
80%.
80%, yeah.
4 times.
Okay.
If that works, it's great.
Yeah.
Now, we had a question because Natasha has the same thing as what I have in France, is that the banks loan over 7 years. And then we keep hearing those Americans talking about 10 years and things like this. But it doesn't seem as easy in Europe to get 10 years, at least.
Oh, yeah. But we asked for 12 and settled for 10.
Okay.
I just got this information. I think you guys had already left the big room. I told you about the $1 hospital. Yeah. Well, that sounded great, right? Okay. Well, now I got a better one. You've seen Black Beauty on my social media. The good-looking black girl from Texas rolling. Okay. Well, she just got a hospital, and not only did she not give a dollar, they left $1 million in the bank.
Oh, wow. Was it Alexandria?
No, this is Black. I call her Black Beauty. I don't even know her first name or last name. The girl that's got the TV show in Dallas. She's got a TV show about being an entrepreneur. Yeah. What's her name? Rosebell. And then another email I got from a guy from Nigeria or someplace. He had his thread of his email he sent me in 2020. When he was 20, now he's 23, where he said that, he's still a student, but he just bought, and he showed the house and a car, and he says, with no money. I haven't read all the details, but I mean, money's not the only thing that gets deals done. And the more, not every deal is prone to a seller finance or them giving you back money. But I mean, the first offer you made, if they accept that, I mean, you're home free. Not free, but I mean.
If they wanted to stick to the 6 times EBITDA, would you have done it?
Probably not. No, it's too rich. It's too rich.
Even if it's a larger deal like this, like if it doesn't cover enough the debt service.
The debt service, that was what we are calculating.
And I believe interest rates could very well double again from here. They've doubled in the last 10 or 12 months. And I think about worst case scenario would be a double again from here. But that eliminates a lot of deals because cash flow won't cover the debt service. And just as she doesn't want to use any of her cash, I don't want anybody to use any cash. Cash is king. And there's a reason why the 10 or 15 of the largest companies in the world, not the least of which is Berkshire and Apple, are sitting on hundreds of billions in cash. For when the big tsunami that wipes everybody out comes, they can go around and pick up assets for pennies on the dollar or pennies on the pound or whatever. When something like that happens, you wish you had more cash. You wish you had more cash. And of course, Sally and I have been on cash for 17 years now. And I may die, we never spend it. Sally's doing her best to spend it, not on business, but outside endeavors. But let's wait and see what happens. Well, how long ago did you make the offer?
1 week ago.
Okay, well, you may be wanting to nudge him, my new word, nudge him here sooner than later. Now, are these guys German, or, I mean?
German.
Okay. Old school German.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like a good deal. It'd be a great asset for you. It'd be a great asset for you. It's.
Well, plus they said we're the only buyers if they saw several ones, but that you were buyers. Like you sounded like serious buyers, and at least in that industry.
We know their system because we use the same, and we are one step ahead, and they realize that. So.
Well, that makes it easier for you to sell that this is going to grow in value. So whoever of the two, actually, you could even like tease them a little more and say, well, you know what? Whoever of the two keeps the most of this will make the most money in 5 years because we have the same system. We're already one step ahead of you. So we're just going to increase grow the company like hell. And you let them fight who keeps the most.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of background on the brother who's staying, who's going to be the CEO, or he's the current CEO. He's also an investment banker. So I don't know if
that's not good information, no.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, but a very conservative one. He's really...
Well, then he'll understand the bank.
And who's he with? Do we know? What?
He's an ex-investment banker, and he's been doing this business now.
Okay.
Though usually these guys, if you trick them with the bank talk and everything, it works.
Yeah, I mean, if he's a recovering investment banker, or if he's a current, and what's the background on the other guy?
He's the visionary, apparently.
Oh, fuck.
But he wants to leave.
No, I thought he's the spokesperson for the KGB.
No, the older brother is the visionary, is that right?
The older one, yeah.
And he wants the money and he wants to run.
Yeah, he's a leader purchasing and he innovates all the new products.
Okay.
But he will still stay as a consultant in the company to bring new products, new ideas in the company.
Oh, we didn't add this, but we should add 1 year.
1 year contract.
Accompanying you.
For the second, yeah.
So he's not like the spokesperson for the KGB like we got here.
No, he does it for free.
Well, it sounds a good deal. Good. Now, how different, a couple years ago or whenever you came to the seminar, okay, before, pre-QLA, how would you have looked at this?
It's completely different.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and I still learn a lot.
Well, the idea is, and learning is stretching your comfort zone. And as I told you earlier this morning, I said, people talk about thinking outside the box, and hardly anybody does. And that's the only way I know. Gabriel, notwithstanding it's his birthday today, that Cyclops fucked it up because we're doing something for him later today. He's got a deal that sprung upon him. He's not going to be able to get it done this year, so he can break the record with 24 deals. But he probably never would have, in his wildest imagination, as successfully as he's been, what he considered. He's going to explain it to the group after lunch. But, it's not just, when you haven't found one yet, but now that you can get deals for €1 or deals, they leave $1 million in and that's actually working capital. It has nothing to do with the line. But when you see or you hear and you feel and you know that those kind of things are possible, your whole perspective changes. And I've been thinking this way a long, long time. And I was blessed to be around some really, really savvy guys at various organizations. I didn't learn as much at Siemens as I did at Onassis. But dealing with the Vatican Bank, I learned, how not to get fucked. And the more you expand your comfort zone and your circle of people you're rubbing elbows with instead of your mother-in-law or whoever, the more, as you lift the top of Pandora's box and the things start escaping and you see all the permutation of the deals that you can do, and the byproduct of these things you can do that are different now, equates to money. And again, money's not everything, but it's the only thing you can keep track of. And you can go out and do some magic shit, with the money, in addition to increasing your lifestyle and all those other things that are important. And I said it in the regular seminar, and I say it again this afternoon. You need to be able to taste the rewards of your efforts, so you don't postpone everything like these people that are selling their business after 25 or 30 years, and they're all trying to get rich off one deal. And I mean, you've got to taste the benefit of your successes, and so and pay yourself, and whether it's houses or clothes or planes or whatever the hell it is. And then so at the end, when it's time for you to exit the last time, okay, you have fulfilled all those dreams and all those bucket lists or whatever you want to call them. And then it's easier, and you don't have to squeeze the last dollar or last euro out of your last deal. Unfortunately, like most of these guys do. In the early days, 30 years ago, I used to feel kind of quasi sorry for the 70-year-old guy who needs to get rich off one deal. Well, now that I'm in my 70s, I don't feel fucking sorry for anybody. But it was a good deal.